Hello, Layla. Welcome.
Hi, Heather.
Well, just for everybody watching, I would love for you to just introduce yourself, your name, and where you're from.
So my name's Layla Porter. I've just noticed that it only has my first name, but that's fine. I'm probably the only Layla around at the moment. So I am in the UK, as you can probably tell, and I'm probably about 50 miles north of London in a place called Milton Keynes. So, yeah.
Very nice. We're going to start off this .NET Foundation candidacy interview with a fun question to break the ice.
Alrighty.
Sound good?
It does, yeah.
Okay. So, if you had a choice between two superpowers, being invisible or flying, which would you choose?
I'm really nosy and I like to know everything that's going on. I hate being out the loop. So I think it would have to be invisibility, because then I could just sneak in everywhere and listen in on everything and know everything. And that would really help with my curiosity. So I think it would have to be invisibility, Heather. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not working on the security team.
Snooping around.
Yes. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Heather Downing. I've been doing .NET for a while, and I got asked to be the interviewer for so many wonderful people, starting with yourself. So let's start off with probably the biggest question. Why are you running for a position on the .NET Foundation board?
Well, I am really passionate about .NET. And in particular, C#. So I actually changed careers about 6 years ago to be a developer. So I'm one of these, lots and lots of developers are starting now with a career change. They haven't gone to do a computer science degree and things like that. So I feel like I represent those people. I also represent our female colleagues and everything. So I think that's really important to see females in these positions. So I wanted to run to represent women and developers from different paths to technology. And I love helping new developers into the .NET ecosystem, but it's really hard. So I'd love to make a difference in helping more developers come into .NET and C# or F# or Xamarin or whatever they want to do, but just make it more accessible to more people. So yeah, that would be pretty awesome if I could do that.
So what is your background with the .NET Foundation?
So I've been a meetup organizer for must be about 3 years now, and our meetup is part of the .NET Foundation. So I've been working on bringing .NET to my local community, working with other .NET community leaders. So that's my main background with the .NET Foundation, is through the community of meetups.
Very nice. So what are your contributions in the community besides the meetups? Is that like your main one, or do you have others that you've done?
I seem to do a lot. I'm a very busy person. So Heather, you and I met on conferencing. So I do lots of conferencing all over, Europe and North America generally. And so I speak about .NET, predominantly C#. I also blog. And my new thing since COVID has been streaming on Twitch. So I'm part of the Live Coders team, regularly streaming on all things .NET really, and playing with things, building the online community since we've had to go online. So there's lots of contributions there.
That's exciting. I know that I'm getting ready to go on Twitch. It's a big step, because it reminds me of doing one of those 8-hour workshops in person, is that, you're trying to get everybody on the same page and show them something, and everything inevitably breaks. Some might say that's the thrill of being live or being on stage in person. It's terrifying to me. So kudos to you for being one of the Live Coders team. So
yeah.
What other experience do you think that lends itself specifically to be on the board?
So I've had a lot of different careers over the years. So I have a lot of different experiences that I hope to bring to the board. One of the big ones is that I am super organized. I am known as the organizer at work. And if something needs organizing or arranging, they come to me, and I usually get it done. So I'm very good at that. And I think I'm very empathic, and I would love to bring more people's views in, and listen and learn, and help make the community a growing, improving community. And I think that's what I can bring.
So I have a question off the cuff for you that I've been thinking about myself since I joined the foundation. What do you think the foundation's role should be going forward in the community?
So I think something that would be really good is to help encourage more new developers coming in. I've tried to build workshops and run meetups to help new developers, whether they're coming from another language or completely new to programming. And it's really hard. And I think if we want to keep it current, keep moving forward, we're making a really great start, especially with .NET Core and the cross-platform. So I'm coming from a web dev background, so that's going to be my experience. And I think we can really make better experiences, both for meetup organizers and new people, and give them tools and ways to help encourage and grow the community, right from our grassroots right up. So I would love to see the .NET Foundation supporting more meetups, giving them the tools to help grow the community and make everything more accessible.
What do you think has been the .NET community's biggest challenge against other open source languages?
I think letting people know that we're open source and cross-platform is a really big issue. I still get people going, hang on, you're developing on a Mac? What? How can you do that? So I still think there's this old mindset of the old Microsoft, that you have to be on Windows, that you have to do this. And I think we need to keep spreading that word and experience that it is modern. It can be done on Macs and Linux, and the cool kids can do .NET, and it's so varied. You can do absolutely everything, from game development to desktop development to mobile development to web. I mean, the possibilities are just endless, and we need to shout that from the rooftops.
Do you think that there is an example of how .NET has improved specifically that you think would bring people outside of the language into the language that we can capitalize on for that reason?
I do think just coming forward, open sourcing it and making it cross-platform has been the biggest move. I think out of everything, that has really made it accessible to so many more people. And I think that's the biggest move, to be honest. And the documentation is really good, but documentation is a living, breathing thing, and it can always be improved. And that's no small thing either. The Microsoft Docs are great, but they can always be better.
I have just two more questions. So what is your favorite thing that you've ever built in .NET?
Oh my goodness. I did a photo processor for a talk in January, and I built that in Azure Functions, and I actually built that for a fellow MVP, Lise Carter, and we did this super fun talk at NDC London together, and she taught me Xamarin live on stage. I'd never done Xamarin before. And it was just so much fun and so inspiring. And so many women came up to us afterwards and were like, this was amazing. And so that brought me real joy. And we had pictures that had sparkly overlays on them. So we sprinkled some sparkle on it. So that was probably one of the most fun things I built. I really enjoyed doing that.
I love it. So if you could compare yourself with any animal, which would it be and why?
Okay. I was actually asked this in an interview question a couple of years ago. And I think I'd have to be a dog. That sounds really weird, but
Not weird.
I'm super positive. I'm like generally a happy person. So you can imagine my tail is always wagging. I'm quite full of energy, and I really just like making people happy and pleasing people. Yeah, I think a dog would just, and I love dogs. You know, dogs are my life. I love them. So yeah, I think, dog. definitely. And I'm very loyal, and dogs are very loyal. So yeah.
Where can they find you on Twitter?
You can find me, Layla Codes It. You can find me on Twitch on Layla Codes It. So yeah, I'm on most social media as Layla Codes It. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Layla.
Oh, thank you so much, Heather. It's been great to see you again. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
We'll be back in just a few minutes with Rainier.